Hello, this is Rin Kizawa, a moderator for AniManGaki, and welcome to the Tsukino illustrating session. And today we have a guest. He's a digital art illustrator who works mostly based on a Japanese style illustration and has projects that includes music cover, book cover, and also game promotion material and so on. This session will be Tsukino working on his illustration of three very familiar characters, while we do some Q&A. So let me introduce. This is Tsukino. Say hi, Tsukino.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Skino.
So we will have the segment where you are working on your illustration while we give you some Q&As. So it'll be a
Yeah,
Q&A session. So
yeah.
let's proceed with the first question. So the first question will be, who or what inspires your work? As I heard from a junior of yours that your college doesn't really promote the anime style. So how do you develop your art style?
Good question. Since primary school, if I'm not wrong, I've been always watching anime, and I've always been drawing a lot of anime style, probably influenced by since then. And I was hoping, during that time, I didn't really know what was gonna happen to this kind of hobby. Like, will it turn into a hobby or a career? But I just tried to apply for an art college, hoping that it's something like how Japan has their own manga academy. But turns out that the college that I went to is more towards Western concept art.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up studying there for 3 years plus and graduating. It didn't really help me much with my style of drawing, but it did help me tremendously on foundation and the basics of art. So what happens then is after I graduate, I can kind of use this as a base or a foundation to properly research and develop my kind of style.
Can I know that which department do you study, like animation or
Illustration.
illustration?
Yeah.
Okay. So it helped you on your foundation, but over time you develop your own style, which is more like Japanese style, right?
Yeah, cause in the end I still steer towards that kind of style that I love.
Okay. So the second question is, you have a lot of VTuber arts, right? So
Yeah.
we must ask, who is your favorite VTuber?
If you notice, who I've been drawing recently, most of the time is always Suisei.
Oh.
Suisei is actually the main reason how I got into Hololive, because this one time my friend keep messaging me about, oh my god, look at this girl, just keep posting Suisei's video. I was like, oh my god, this guy is so annoying. Who's this blue hair girl? So one day I gave it a shot. I said, okay, fine. I'll go watch it. Or after one video, right, I instantly got hooked. And I keep watching, and then from there I knew almost everyone in Hololive. Right?
Oh, so
Yeah.
she's your like introduction to the entire whole life. What makes you draw into her, like her art style or like her personality or?
I'll say looks is the first impression. The looks already attracted me. Her singing voice is very nice, because during that time I was kind of like a stress period. And then she has a lot of singing streams, so that kind of like soothed me as I draw. And then she has her own backstory, like how she got into Hololive. Her journey kind of inspired me. Like, wow, I can be someone like her too. Hopefully, maybe, probably.
Ah,
Mhm.
that's good to hear. Okay. So, okay, on to the third question. So,
Yeah.
for this, is this digital art illustrator work a full-time job for you? Or if not, what do you do as a career? And how do you manage to like juggle both?
If I say yes, it's a career, means I can skip the second part of the question, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
so
career.
it's a full-time job for you now, is it?
Yes, as far as how I want to take it. Yes.
Mm. Okay, is it a full-time job before the pandemic happened, or it's always your like it's always a full-time job even
It
before that?
it has always been a full-time job way before pandemic starts, but after I graduated, I think I was a junior animator for a year, and after I
Mm.
left the company. Yeah, so
Then
I did animation a bit.
understand. Then you became a bit something like freelancer, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. The next question is, what is the best thing about being Tsukino?
I assume this question meant like, what's the best part of being someone that is separated from from your private identity?
Mm-hmm.
I would say that, I mean, it might differ from person to person, but as artists, I noticed that a lot of artists like having pen names and not related to their full name. It's like they're having a different identity of some sort. It feels like you can uh, draw whatever you want without your real identity being mixed into that kind of, like, if I give you a simple analogy, it's like how you see R18 artists having a pen name so they can draw whatever they want, but no one knows who the real person is.
Mm,
Yeah, a sense of freedom, I think.
so it's similar like how cosplayers have their own
Yes,
cosplay name as yeah.
yes.
I also think that if you use your real name, it's more like handing homework rather than just doing
Ah,
what
that,
you.
that could be one. That could be one.
Okay, on to the next question. Do you also like to play games or watch anime? Do you,
Mm,
do you have time to do both actually?
Actually, yes. I mean, I don't draw 24/7. I do take breaks once in a while to kind of like refresh myself.
Mm-hmm.
Games, I hardly play computer games. It's mostly mobile games.
What kind of mobile games do you play?
At most, I can only juggle between two games. Sadly, I only play Arknights and FGO. That's about it.
Uh, uh, because Genshin Impact is like the in thing right now.
Oh yeah, I do play Genshin on PC.
uh,
Yes.
what about anime? Any like a new anime
And
that you catch up?
new anime like this season. This season.
Like these few years, I'm not saying that this season, like any
Oh.
recent anime.
Hmm. K-on's my favorite, definitely. K-on's
Mm.
the first anime I cried to too. Other than that, that's quite a lot.
What kind of
I
genre do you usually go to?
Oh, genre.
Or is that just a mix of everything?
A mix of everything. Because I do like fantasy, I do like slice of life, I do like psychological horror, which is because psychological horror, like there's this one anime called One Day Priority.
Ah,
It's a very unique, controversial kind of show. it's something you don't see in real life. That's why it kind of sparks like a freshness in it.
Mm, quite
Yeah.
interesting. Any nice poison, like nice poison to recommend to us?
Poison.
Mm-hmm. Like an anime that you want to recommend, or any games that you want to recommend?
Mm,
And because in like Chinese, we say poison as like what you are really into right now.
it's probably not my favorite, but I would say yes. Watch Wonder Egg Priority.
Ah, the psychological horror anime, is
Yes.
it?
Anime.
Ah, okay, okay.
I think this season I'm also catching up with To Your Eternity. It's a very interesting genre. It's something like Kino's Journey.
It's the
If you knew,
manga series, is it?
oh no, it's an anime.
Oh,
The
anime.
the the Japan title is Fumetsu no Anatae.
Mm,
Go give it a shot.
okay. So anyone who's hearing this, go give it a watch. I sure it's nice.
Oh, watch Love Live too. I know it's
Love life.
I know it's kind of dead, but during its peak moment, it's gold, man.
Yes, it was everywhere back then. I think
Yes.
the third batch. I don't really follow now, but I remember there's like the third band, right? The third girl group.
Yeah.
Just
Third.
came out right now. Like just came out recently with the girl speaking Chinese.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. This
PD,
is, I think, the third generation.
PDP, if I remember correctly, Perfect Dream Project, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the new anime of
Mm-hmm.
Love Life. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So next question is, why do you choose Tsukino as a pen name, and what does it mean?
Uh, it's kind of cringy, but at first it was meant to be a name for my OC, my own character, my original character.
Mm-hmm.
I, wa- I think at one point I was stressing over what kind of name I want to give them. I want to find a girly name. I think for like 1 to 2 hours and finally have a name about them. And then after that, I feel like, oh, I should just use their name as my pen name.
Ah,
Yeah.
so your OC was supposed to be a girl, is it?
I mean, my OC is still a girl, just that I got the name from my OC's character name.
Ah,
There probably there isn't a deep meaning into how I search up the name. It just crossed my mind, and later I found out it's the same girl as the one girl from Sailor Moon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's okay. Everyone has their own cringy pen name, so
Ah.
don't need to worry
Oh.
that much. Okay, on to the next question. What
Yeah.
is your favorite masterpiece, be it games or anime or manga? What's your art that you like, really look up to?
Look up to or masterpiece?
Masterpiece, yeah, yeah, masterpiece.
Ah. To be frank, I don't have a masterpiece because I mean, even if I have one now, I'll be dissatisfied the next day after.
So it'll be
Yeah.
like one day, oh, this is nice, then next day.
Yeah.
ah,
I'll say I like every piece because it serves as an improvement for me to grow further. But none of them are the best from how I think.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, next question is what is your dream project?
What is my dream project?
What is the project that you really want to do?
There's probably quite a few, but since I'm into Hololive right now, hopefully, maybe, probably, I can work for any of the Hololive members, uh, or maybe work for covers, kind of merchandise art, or cover art, or any related art to that.
If they are hearing this, hopefully you
Oh,
can get a
please.
job.
Oh, please. It's nice to draw for something that you are looking up to if it feels like you're being a part of it.
Yeah, it's like not just being just the fandom, but being a part of their
Yeah.
entire team. Yeah. Okay. So on to the next question will be: do
Mhm.
you always wanted to be an artist, or do you have other ambitions back then?
From what I know, as far as I think I heard from my mom that I started doodling on the wall at 4 years old. So
Oh,
probably back then drawing was really in my blood. And then every time I doodle on textbook, I draw on the wall, I draw on the table, I doodle on homeworks, even until secondary. I think secondary school is when I pick up mathematics. I love mathematics. But during, I think after secondary school graduation, I had to pick between mathematics and art. I had to sacrifice math, so I picked art. And then I just went all the way to art college, and here I am.
ah,
Yeah.
so the artist blood has already been in you since you were born.
Yes.
You still use math in your daily life, so technically you didn't quit
I,
math.
I mean, I kind of miss the moments where I can easily know the answer to differentiation
Oh
instantly.
yeah, with the
I,
formulas and everything.
I think I forgot everything now, but those were gold moments. I love those brain wrecking situations.
Ah, okay, so now we are going to the questions from the audience by fans that submitted the question.
Yeah.
So this is by Naru. Uh,
Mhm.
the question is, what kind of art application do you use for your drawings?
Softwares in currently I'm using Clip Studio Paint, but before I got to know this, I've been using Paint Toolsai and Photoshop.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. And second question would be from Yonbon. Do you have any advice for artists who experience like occasional art block?
Art block. I have it too, don't worry. Mm, if you're having an art block, I would say you can take a break from art. Not to say not to draw, but there are a few ways to refresh your creative mind. One is you can just like do other hobbies, just like let's say if you've been doing the same thing over and over again, you're bound to burn out at some point. So if you take a break and do some other things, like you can
Excellent.
cook your own dish, you can wash your own plates, you can do laundry, or if you still want to draw, you can do something light, just like a short doodle to kind of relax your mind, so you won't feel stress. And then eventually, as you doodle, you will find out like, oh, maybe I can draw something like this for real, for real. Or if you want more inspiration, watch Life, I guess. That's how I get
That's
my
a good advice.
inspiration.
Good advice. Following up on this question, I've seen memes on like Facebook or Instagram saying that
Yeah.
if like artists experience art block, instead of like going to do some art else, they just do another piece of art instead. Do you do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too?
Technically, yes. The kind of lifestyle that I live right now is that when I'm working, I draw. When I'm resting, I draw. When I'm not resting, I draw again. When I'm bored, I draw. So it's kind of lifeless to some perspective, but that's how I do for a living.
Yeah, I heard a lot of like artists also like even though they want to rest, they just keep drawing.
Yeah, their way of resting is that they can draw their own stuff, so they don't feel so stressed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last question from Yonbon as well. So Yonbon asks, how long
Yeah.
did it take you to be recognized by people? Like for instance, you have a substantial number of followers. Is there like an algorithm behind it?
How long? That's a very subjective question because it's hard to answer that, since it really depends what kind of environment you've been on. Like let's say I think I created this, like let's say my Twitter account. It was meant to be a place where I just dump art and kind of follow Twitter artists for fun. But at one point I started like drawing for trends. Like I just joined the trend because oh maybe it was fun. And then after months I came back to my account, I was like, hey, what's all this followers count? I never knew this the whole time I was on others platform. And then that's why the word how long is very vague. Yeah.
It's more
But
like you just realize suddenly, oh, there's a
yeah.
growth in followers or you saw your art in other platform?
But following trend is definitely the quickest way, because when everyone is seeing the same trend, more audience will eventually see yours.
Ah.
Yeah. In addition to trend, skill is definitely of the top priority, because if your art is pleasing enough, people will look at your art again and again and again and again, and just keep following you after that.
I think that's why like your art is like because of the Hololive community. Yeah,
That could be one reason, big reason.
Okay, so we come to the end of the Q&A. Do you want to say anything to your audience, to your fans?
Hmm. Hey guys, uh thanks for coming to this this art talk panel. Uh I know many of you that watch this program probably is either a fan or someone who likes to draw. Uh, I hope you don't stop at whatever you're doing. Art is a very competitive field. So for those who want to take it as a career, stay strong. Don't lose will whenever you see art better than yours. It always happens. Like there's this one Asian saying, "There's always an Asian better than you." I think that's all for me.
Okay, before you go, we would like to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
some questions. Is there any like future projects that you're working on at the moment?
yes, but I can't say
Okay, is that
it.
will it be soon or will be or you can't say as well?
Uh,
Is it Hololive related?
mm, Good question. I can't answer that.
Okay.
But I will say it's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm excited to do.
Mm, we'll be
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to it. And
Yes.
anything you like to promote your social media? I've heard that you have a Twitter, right?
Yeah, I do
Mm-hmm.
have a Twitter. How to know?
What's uh you can promote your Twitter and also a Facebook page,
Hmm.
right? What's your Twitter handle?
Twitter handles is Tsukino no, but
Mm.
hopefully there's a link somewhere in the screen or in the post, so it's easier for them to just click the link.
Mm-hmm. It will be on our website as well. It's
Ah,
on our
nice,
website now. Mm-hmm.
nice, nice, nice.
Okay, thank you again for joining us at
Thank
this
you.
Q&A session. Thank you for Tsukino for being one of our guests. Hope you like this session where he works on his illustration while answering some of the questions.
It's nice having AniManGaki to invite me. I'm very blessed. I've known AniManGaki since 2016. Being a guest in this event feels kind of like, wow, I'm being noticed by this big identity.
It's just a community event.
Mm.
We were like we hope that we can also work with you more in the future lah.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you again, Skinner, for this wonderful sessions. I believe he's already finished his illustration. Can you guess? Did you guess the three characters correctly? There's no prize lah if you guess correctly. So, if you want to check out his social media, it will be on his on our website. You can go follow them and please stay tuned for more activities on AMG Online 2021.